Like you, I'm friendly with Frank Serpico. Frank Serpico is one of the giants of the 20th century. I put Frank up there with the greatest whistleblowers of the 20th century. Daniel Ellsberg, for example. Frank was actually shot in the face, and his police colleagues didn't even call an ambulance. They wanted him to die in this drug operation. Did you fear for your safety when you realized that this deck was secretly stacked against you? Did you fear for your safety out there on the street?
Yes, absolutely. So during my investigation, when I told you that I realized there was nobody out there backing me up, in hindsight, I could see all the situations they put me in and why they put me in those situations where they wanted they wanted my undercover work to fail, one, and they wanted me to put me in danger. So you see later on, like after all this, I went to internal affairs, quote unquote, for my safety. I was wiped from the system. I was like a true ghost where if you punch in my name to the system, like it's like I stopped existing. And that right away blew my cover. I was burned straight right off the bat. Everybody knew it was me. They're like, what happened to Sergeant Lee? How come he's not here? How come he didn't show up for work next day? Where is he? We can't find him in the computer and stuff like that, and all this other stuff, right? So right off the bat, they knew it was me. They assured me when my undercover work began that that wasn't going to happen. That Jimmy was going to be the person that was going to be the informant, and I would be referred to as UC 5073, which is the number they assigned me at the time, right? And so forth. So I went to internal affairs. I was there for like about maybe close to 2 years also. There is where I realized who was the rat that snitched me out. The internal affairs is nothing but smoke and mirrors, right? We have a saying. Even good police officers say all the times, this is all smoke and mirrors, it's all bullshit, it's all a horse and pony show. It's all there to save face for the NYPD, right? Where if they really truly fought corruption, it would shock the system and destroy the credibility of NYPD. Also, you have to remember the legality of it is if all these police officers are arrested, then people that they previously convicted can also file for appeal.
Absolutely.
And say, hey, look, this guy is a corrupt police officer. I was framed and so forth, or targeted and so forth and so on, right? Now, the scary part is, keep this in mind. If they could do this to me, imagine what they could do to the average citizen.
Yeah,
right?
You weren't just some kid off the street. You were a sergeant.
No, right, exactly. Well, I was a police officer for 8 years before I got promoted in a very busy precinct. So I learned how to handle high stress situations, murders, robberies, commercial robberies, stick ups, hostage situations. I learned all that in Brooklyn, and it was very tough streets, very busy precinct, great cops I work with. For some reason, the busy precincts, I guess they don't have time for the bullshit and they don't have time to, scheme all this corruption and stuff like that. So the slower precincts have more prone to corruption and stuff, right? And it's not just the precinct I worked in, it's every precinct has their own scam going on. Right. Internal affairs knows about all of it. It's just they choose not to go after it because it's not going to hit them it's not going to hit the press. Right. So the busier precincts, they're just busy answering 911 calls one after the other, one after the other. They don't have time to socialize with the businesses, the business owners. They don't have time to socialize with people in the community and stuff like that. And therefore, they have less time to be recruited. Right. So the recruitment goes like this. Right. It's like, okay, I'm a business owner. You come into my business, I give you free coffee, I give you free food, we engage in friendly conversations. And it's like, oh yeah, how's your family? How's the holidays? Oh, stuff like that. How's it going? Then all of a sudden it becomes, oh, I got this ticket. Can you look at it for me? And then they'll be like, all right, you know what? Since I like this place, since I come here, you take care of me. You give the cops discounts, or, you give them free coffee or whatever. Don't worry about it. We'll make it go away. Right. Then it becomes, they try to target in on whoever helps the most. Because some cops will be like, nah, sorry, I can't do anything. Right. Other cops, they'll try to extra cater to the person. And those are the people that are recruitable. Right. Like you would say, they're recruitable. So they spend more time and effort on that person, where it's like, oh, here, take this for your kid, for Christmas, or here, you have a family, a wedding or dinner or whatever. Don't worry, come here, it's on us. I'll take care of you, whatever, and stuff like that. And it becomes closer and closer. Then it becomes, oh, my nephew got arrested. Can you help me out here or whatever, blah, blah. And it becomes like they try to approach it where it's like legal, and they don't come out saying, hey, look, he was a major drug dealer and stuff like that, whatever. You know what I mean? They start to see how far they could push you. And then it becomes like, okay, you become so close where it's like, hey, why don't we go into business together? Oh, and we can make money together. And then you become a partner. Meanwhile, they got you on payroll. That's what it really is. So when you have more time on your hands, you're able to engage with people like that more. But in busier precincts, you're answering call from call. You're just running from one job to the other. You don't even have time to eat, right? Most of the time.